Have you heard? Have you heard the royal news that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchesses and Duchess of Sussex, are moving back home? Well, at least to Harry's home, which is in proximity of his father, the king. This broke yesterday, and I have been inundated in my feed by every type of news outlet, media, reaction channel, royal watcher, even on the news, on the legacy media news. And I'm going to give you a different perspective from where everyone else is standing, because when everybody else was screaming, bitching, moaning, and crying, I cannot believe this is happening. Oh my God, we were so taken aback. We are in shock. I'm telling every single person that is following these two royal maniacs are completely surprised, at least from the feed that I'm getting, even on the news media, legacy media, that they would even attempt to move back home. Before I give you my perspective, because I find all of that a bunch of BS, okay? And I'll explain why. My name is Lena. Welcome to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, I hope that this will make you want to stay a bit and to join, subscribe my community. And for those who have been with me this entire time, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I have different topics that I touch on this channel. And I actually did cover somewhat of the Duchess and Sus Prince, whatever they are. So I'm guessing that because I did a video on this, which is on my playlist, that I, from that point on, have been inundated by many different reaction channels, even royal watchers, that their entire job on YouTube is to comment on either specifically these two maniacs or the royal family or, the prince, the king, whoever the hell they are. Seriously. There is levels to this. So when it broke yesterday that these two are moving back home, and I say home, I say Harry's home, not her home. Every single one of them that I'm subscribed to blew up my feed. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything until I started watching the news this morning. And then that's on the news as well. I'm like, my God. Okay. Here's the thing that made me upset. I really don't care what they do. I don't. I don't have any affinity love for them. If anybody does on this channel, my apologies to you. Um, you know, what made me upset was the reaction from the media. Okay. They were so taken aback, like I said. Oh, I'm so in shock. I can't believe. Oh my God. How could this be happening? And when I tell you they're moving back, the kids are going to school in September. Like, this is happening now. Like, I am almost sure that their bags are packed and they're already on the plane. Okay. If they're not, they're leaving in the next 2 weeks. Okay. Because they have to find a place, which is not going to be in a royal capacity. They have to enroll the kids in school. Like, this is no joke. Like, this is like you're being told you're being evicted. You got to go and you need to hop along. Okay. So this is not a long-term plan. So I think what took the media by surprise was, I may get some slack for this. This decision was made, and if many suspect that when people say a insider or someone close to them, or they get their information from people from the inside of what scoops are, I don't doubt, and I say allegedly, I don't doubt that for this specific people and for broad broad people, famous people, insiders, scooping, intimate details are coming from them directly. And because Ding and Dong did not tell anyone in the media what their plans were, the media is overly exaggerating how crazy this whole situation is. Okay? Because they were not told, they were not given time to plan, to talk about it, to even the royal loyalists who watch them, in the sense that they have their back, are just as shocked as anybody else. So, that's the point. Like, they're like, we weren't even told by them, allegedly, I presume, that this is happening. And now that it's happening tomorrow. Now, here's my other pet peeve. Are you really shocked? How are you shocked? My question is, since the day that these two got together, since the day of the wedding, since the moment that they decided to come to the United States, California, the fever pitch of this to fail for this couple has been as horrible as anything else that you can imagine. Okay? And it's on their own doing because they have tried everything to be as disrespectful to the family, unsuccessfully launch whatever the hell has been happening in the last 2 years. As ever, more like as if, her TV show, his book, Despair, all of that malarkey that has been happening in the last 6 years since they moved here has culminated to everyone stating that these two are going to fail, are failing. Sorry if you hear noise, this is the landscaper. Are failing. And that they're either going to get a divorce, separate, or some capacity like that. This is exactly what everybody has been saying. How are you surprised? So this is why it leads to me to believe that no, you're not surprised. It's that you're upset because you were not told ahead of time that they're leaving and coming back to the United Kingdom. That's why. Because you didn't have time to prep. And prep to either bitch about it or prep to spin it in a good way. So now they're all like running around like rabbits, like trying to figure out what do we do? What do we say? What do we say? What do we do? Seriously. And I'm just sitting here like, well, yeah, of course they have to go. Because if I have followed every single, there hasn't been much good, but all of the crap that everybody has been saying, they have been on the brink of what is it, financial ruin a year now, from what I can tell. And that they can't afford to stay in their home in California. I did not know that they had a home in Portugal. Because, these are rich people problems. Because, when I say I'm broke that I can't even afford to go outside and pay to be outside. Like gas, like travel somewhere. I know broke. I don't know rich people broke, but I know poor people broke. They don't be broke. Now, apparently they're not going to give up their home in Montecito. For now. Okay? Because the reason why they're going back is because if they can't afford it, my hair is so greasy. I'm sorry. I keep touching my hair and I hate that because I haven't washed it in 2 days. I know. ADHD? No, it's not. It's just that I hate my hair when it's greasy. The problem with that is that I don't believe for 5 seconds that home in Montecito is going to be remaining with them. They need to get out because they can't afford whatever they're doing. And I give it less than 3 months before it goes up for sale. If it's owned by them, I'm not even sure. They may be renting it for all I know. For all you know. We don't know. Their home in Portugal, I don't even understand that. So what I see is shocking is that everyone has predicted this. The timing, yes, seems a little sus because they're not giving them time to really pack and register in the school, which by the way, they probably have already. They've been doing this for a while. Y'all been bitching about these two freaking people for over 6 years now. It has fever pitched itself when she tried to launch her crap, all versions of it. The TV show, the candles, the as ever, the as if, the crap. It's been insane. Okay? More so than I remember from Diana. And the disrespect that these two have given every person that they are coming in contact with and the family is so if they're going broke, which is what has been predicted, of course they have to go back home. Now, there is no apparently as of now, because they have not been scooped, they being the media, what's going to happen with security, what's going to happen with their title. Apparently, the king is like, they're still not going to be part of the royal family. For me, I'm going to be honest with you. I said this in my last video, who I feel sorry for are the kids, right? Because the kids don't know any better. And the fact that they have family, full-fledgling family out there in the UK, grandparents, step-grandparents, cousins, they don't have any connection to these people. And that is sad, because this is not one of these situations where, like, you don't know my personal life, right? So you don't know what I'm going through with my family, right? But in my internal family, we know, right? So it's not being broadcasted every single freaking day on the news, right? These kids are going to grow up rewatching all of this historical bullshit, which is why they can't talk to their family, or they don't have a relationship with these people, or, why ever everything has culminated into this madness of descent. Because as I predict that their house in Montecito, if it's not leased, will be up for sale, I also predict that, and this is not a prediction, because if you follow the train of crazy, they're going to get a divorce. Are you shocked? Really? Because they're just not happy. They're not happy. They don't emulate happiness. They emulate desperation. And this is Harry's last ditch effort to get himself there and at least try to connect with the one essence that will at least get him through the next 3-4 years of his life. Because as much as, and I don't know, because I wasn't following them religiously, I don't see anybody from her family visiting Montecito or having a family gathering or, connection in any of the conversations that I've heard from anybody covering these people. Right. So they were really isolates. They were not really, even the royal family wasn't visiting them. Hello. So now he has to go back home, where at least he has a shot in the dark, because his father is dying. Let's get real. And his brother is going to take over the throne. And he might, you know, siblings, family has a way of forgiving. I think that when he is away from Meghan, the the stories that are going to come out from that decoupling is going to cover every single aspect of our lives. I'm ready for it. I'm mentally getting myself ready for it, because it's not going to last that long. She didn't want to be there. She still doesn't want to be there. She has no choice. And with Meghan, she doesn't like to not have options, if you haven't noticed. And when it does happen, oh my God, the crap that's going to come out of their mouths. Oh my God, it was all him, and he did this to me, and I can't be there anymore, and I need to be with my kids, and we need to travel back and forth. And then he's going to be like, oh my God, it was all her, and she put me through this, and you see, I had to come back, and we were not happy. Exclusive interviews, exclusive press releases. It's going to be a crap show. And Harry has put himself in a position to at least be around family when the bow breaks. Because it will. It will. We've all been saying this. This is not no light thing that they tried. They were leaving. He wrote a book about being the spare. And it wasn't nice to anybody. Did you see the Oprah interview? And now you're coming home with your tail between your ass? Got it. Again, I expected that. What I am laughing at is that the media got caught with their pantaloons down, and they're upset. They're not saying they're upset. They're shocked. Oh my God, I'm so shocked. Because they didn't tell you, they being both of them, because this entire time, every time something happens, every time they're going to be somewhere, every time something is about to go down, it's about to go down. They have been the one feeding the media, and they cut you out of it. Oh, bad. So that is my update for my last video, because as we continue, this story is going to unravel. And it's going to become more convoluted, more ridiculous. And I'm telling you, Harry is going to be all up in that palace trying to mend fences because he knows that pretty soon that relationship he's in will not continue. And he's going to need all of the support and backing. And you're going to see, God forbid, the ugliness of this relationship come out full throttle. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. And hey, by the way, thank you for watching. I hope that you consider joining my community if this is the first time you're coming here. And hey, when you get a chance, you can meander through my playlist because I cover different topics: dating, how it sucks, Sex in the City, AI influencers, apparently now the royal family, many different things. Because, like I've said, I'm not a one niche type of girl, and I would love for you guys to come in and comment, like, share, subscribe, and for the love of God, hype, which does absolutely nothing for no one, everywhere, none. Okay? But apparently, it's a button that I'm sure pretty soon will be taken away because nobody cares about it. But if you can, come on in, enjoy. And hey, I got more videos. I'm full throttling my recordings because this is the last 2 weeks, and my to-be daughter-in-law is on vacation, so she's spending time with her girls, and I'm able to have a little bit of free time to record, and I'm gonna try to pump these bad boys out. I've got a backlog of videos I want to make, so don't be surprised if you see more of me, more Watamalas, and I hope that you enjoy that. And hey, have a wonderful, blessed day, weekend, month, year, because from here to around the world that I reach. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Mwah.